We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheap Seat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheap Seat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good.
Cheaply.
Yeah. This is episode 205, and before I say another word, I'm just going to say I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for one, that last week's episode has not posted yet, and will not post before this week's episode, so they will be out of order.
You're out of order.
And I'm also sorry
The whole damn podcast is out of order.
for the quality of this episode. So as some of you know who listen to the show or follow me on Facebook or Twitter, I am on the road. I'm currently in an apartment complex somewhere near Fort Wayne,
Down by the
Indiana.
river.
Yeah, there actually is a river here. And I will be here for the next month. So, and I left my laptop at home. So I don't have last week's episode. I'll get it posted, but it's going to be a bit. So anyway, I'm sorry. Listeners, people who listen to this show regularly, the few of you that do, I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say.
It's okay, buddy. I forgive you this time.
I appreciate it. So this is episode 205, and this is the Negotiator that we're talking about. Not Lincoln, but you guys wouldn't have known that because we said that last week or 2 weeks ago with Valerian, which was a good episode, by the way. It was a really good episode. I had a good time with that movie, or at least with the podcast part. And you'll hear it eventually, I promise. But I'm pretty sure episode 206 will have aired by the time 204 airs.
Or we can do this as 20. No, we can't. It's already.
I've already recorded. The other one is 204, so
Yeah.
it's fine. It'll be out of order, whatever.
You're out of order.
Like,
The whole damn podcast is out of order.
I hold you in contempt. I hold myself in contempt. Why should you be special? So anyway, so we decided to change it up. Instead of doing Lincoln, which we were going to do, which again, you guys would have known that, but we're doing the Negotiator this week because we wanted something. In the words of Sam, let's do something fun. So I picked this. I picked the Negotiator. Because
All I know is thank God we didn't do Lincoln, because that would have probably made my mood even worse. Not that Lincoln is a bad guy or anything, but
yeah, he did
it
some
was like
good
a
things.
3-hour biopic.
Yeah, and it blows your mind, doesn't it?
Oh.
Too soon?
Yeah, too soon. 1865 is when he died. So I don't know what's been 200 years. Yeah, it's still too soon.
Oh, I see what you did.
Thank you, Andrew, for joining us. Speaking of Andrew, I am Shawn, and joining me tonight is Andrew. If you say no again, I'll kill someone, Jemison.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Churchill here.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that you're aware of this, but couples in England now have 30% less sexual relations than they have in the past years. Just thought I would drop that little bit of information that I learned on the news the other day.
Oh, wow. Poor
Yeah.
English folks.
So if you're listening to us in the UK,
Which we do have UK
Go.
listeners.
yeah, go put it in somebody. Yeah,
Let's get those
Who
numbers
wants
back
it?
up.
Put it in. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
Let's
essentially.
put a caveat there. Yeah.
Don't be Kevin Smith.
Yeah, baby.
Corny. Well, click on it, Logan. You knew that was going to be it.
Yeah, I was trying to think if there's anything else to say, but they shot an E-bomb dead. Now they want me.
That's right.
The entire night I'm told like this.
feel sorry for poor Nebom.
I kind of do too, except that he was kind of a bad guy, I guess.
Yeah.
And Sam,
Yes.
pee in this while she's gone, Vector.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I'll kill you with flash bombs this week. How's that sound?
Flash bomb. That's I don't know. Whatever. That's fine. So this episode's gonna be. Well,
Short.
frankly, it's gonna be. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a little short. And two, it's gonna be a little different because one, again, I don't have my computer, and it's hard for me to pull clips. I will try to find a way to do clips for next week, but I might on the fly.
I say we reenact them.
I might on the fly find some clips on my phone from the movie and play them, like him yelling, click on it, and things like that. I might just try to do that if I can make it work without it being too awkward. I also don't have a single show note for this movie because when we watched this movie, we were not in a Wi-Fi enabled location, and so it was either watch the movie or take notes. I couldn't do both.
So I'm confused. Was there no pencils or pens?
Honestly,
No one uses them.
no, seriously.
Could negotiate between the two.
Honestly, no. I guess what I could have done is done like Notepad on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
that's what I do on my top 3 lists.
I guess I could have done that. I didn't. I didn't. I was tired. So anyway, but I've seen this movie. I've probably seen this movie 15 times. So
Good Lord, dude.
yeah, I have, and it was actually not until this viewing where I started actually asking questions about the movie and its validity. But before we get into any of that, and I think we've apologized enough, I think.
Okay.
Andrew, will you tell us what is The Negotiator?
Oh, hell, yeah.
1998's The Negotiator.
In a desperate attempt to prove his innocence, a skilled police negotiator accused of corruption and murder takes hostages in a government office to gain the time he needs to find the truth.
Okay.
Is it just me, or did it seem like this wasn't his plan?
What do you mean?
Like it just happened this way,
Oh,
Yeah, he just kind of fell into it.
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah, he went upstairs to confront Nebom and then just kind of spiraled out of control, but it spiraled into a place that he can control because of his skill set.
Well, that's how I got engaged.
Although, I did bring not a bounty, a dowry for Kimberly when I asked her parents. I literally went to Walmart and bought a bunch of plastic pigs, sheep, cows, chickens, and I traded that for her hand in marriage. And you think I'm kidding?
I know,
but I am not.
I know you're not, which is funny. And Sam, do me a favor. Can you move your camera? I'm literally looking at your hair. There we go. That's better. Even your crazy eyes are better than they're just the top of your noggin. It was weirding me out. It's like I was talking to Cousin It. That's much better. Thank you. Anyway.
You're welcome, son.
So this movie, The Negotiator, like I said, I think I saw it in the theater. I think this is one of the few times in the last little while where I saw a movie in the theater and it wasn't with Corny.
It wasn't corny?
It wasn't with Corny because there seemed to be there was a streak where it was every other week it was oh yeah, we saw this with Corny. This wasn't the one. Or this wasn't one. But I'm pretty sure he and I watched it several times in college.
Well, if it was a 90s movie or early 2000s, that's a pretty given that you saw that with somebody in college.
That's true.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Which generally was corny.
Yeah, you're not wrong either. And of course, check this off the bingo card. I own this on DVD.
Damned.
Yeah, I know you're so shocked.
Okay, here's the big question. When was the last time you actually watched a DVD?
I couldn't tell you, honestly. It's been years. Well, okay, that's not true. So every year, because we have some movies that are like Christmas movies that we only have on DVD because do I really need to buy the Blu-ray of How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey?
Okay.
So yeah, actually, this past Christmas. So actually not that long ago. But your point is well taken that when I say, I own this, it's probably on DVD, and it's on a shelf that I haven't touched and since we moved into the house. So I kind of wish I had just had them all like digital. So anyway, so I guess Andrew, I'll let you start off with your kind of initial thoughts about the movie, sir.
Yeah, I also own this on DVD. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
When was the last time you watched a DVD?
Actually, not too long ago, because what was it? We bought something. Forgot what movie it was, but it was one of those that came with the Blu-ray and the digital and the DVD.
You're right.
I don't remember what it was, but no. We rented Ferdinand, the animated thing.
Is that the bowl?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so we watched it the other day, but I didn't own that one, ironically. So anyway, Negotiator. I, like Shawn, I think have seen this probably 15, 20 times. And I think we probably watched it when we were roommates in college.
That's actually pretty accurate.
And I nostalgically remember this movie as being much better. And then after watching it last night, which I had planned on only watching half of it last night, and then I was going to watch the rest of it today. And I got halfway through it, and I thought, well, I'll just watch a little bit more. And I ended up watching the whole thing, and it was like 1 a.m. before I got finished. And
it's a longer movie than I thought. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. This thing clocks in over 2 hours, right?
I think
It's
it's just
longer.
shy of
Yeah.
2 hours. Yeah.
2:15, I think.
Oh, is it really that long?
Yeah.
As she said.
I walked into that.
That's what she said.
Yeah, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Well, gosh, this is only like 11 minutes shorter than the freaking Lincoln movie that
I
we
know,
didn't want to
dude.
watch.
You're the one that chose.
I chose
it. You chose it.
choosing.
I did choose it. I'm sorry. I didn't remember it being that long. Oh, well.
It doesn't feel that long.
No, it really doesn't.
doesn't.
Also, what she
It keeps moving, which I think is why I kept watching it, because it does. The pacing of the movie is pretty good.
Is that the name of the podcast, Corny, by the way, this episode?
Also,
What's
what
that?
she said.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the pacing it does keep your attention. But my wife was reading in the bed next to me, and I had my headphones in watching this, and I made a comment today that she said, "Well, what did you think about it?" And I said, the acting was really bad.
Yes.
Even from Samuel L. Jackson and Kevin Spacey, I didn't really enjoy. I just didn't feel like it was good. And she said, I could, just by watching the body language and the facial expressions, she could tell that it wasn't done well as far as their acting was concerned. And she wasn't even listening to it. She was just looking at the screen. And I still like the movie because I just enjoy the intensity of it, because it's an intense movie pretty much from the get-go. And other than some bad acting, I like it. And I probably will watch it again whenever the spirit moves me.
All right, grind on, Corny.
You good. My name is Jeff. No? Okay.
Sorry.
I'm confused.
No, I've been a fan of this movie since the first time I saw it, and my nostalgic thing made me watch it in the complete sitting the first time, and I didn't have any problems. I guess I do realize it's kind of corny in places, but that's fine. But a slightly angry Samuel L. Jackson with hair is always a little bit unnerving.
It's crazy
Not
to
like-
think, though, that,
Yeah.
like watching him in this movie and think, wow, Avengers is going to be 14 years later, and he doesn't look a day older.
Really?
Nope. There's never mind. We'll talk about that off air.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only thing that I didn't think about this the last couple times I watched this movie is there is an after to this movie. Like there is a go back to work after this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
And
How was that?
I gotta tell you, man. Okay, so we already know that the man is capable of all kinds of crazy stuff. So when you come back to work, he's already Samuel Jackson, so you know that just how are you? F you, mother.
Right.
Every day. I don't know, man. I want to see that movie. I want to see The Negotiator 3 weeks later.
Hey, man, can you cover my shift?
F you.
You remember that time where you tried to kill me?
Right.
Oh, and no one can say anything like, "Oh, I've had such a hard day." Oh, like that one day y'all tried to kill me and send me to jail for combat commit.
Right.
Yeah, but that is hard.
Yeah. You remember that time where you guys threw grenades at me and crashed in through windows and almost shot me a bunch of
Remember that
times?
one time you shot me in the arm?
Yeah. That was a tough day. How's your paper cut there, Bob? It still really hurts.
Yeah.
Or someone gets a raise or a promotion. They've worked hard. They've endured a lot. He just goes, oh, like
that time. Yeah. No, you're not wrong, man. He's got fodder for a long time.
So.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, I kind of want to talk about what would happen. Like how seriously, how could you still work there?
Yeah, and you're not wrong because it's like.
Well, my big question was, how does he just automatically get his badge/job back after being accused and knowing there's paperwork? You just don't do that.
And he still did a crime. Like he still did false imprisonment.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still some problems there.
Property damage. I mean, it never occurred to me until watching it this time where I'm like, he's still kind of a bad guy. Like,
yeah.
Like is this movie the perfect example of do the ends justify the means?
Oh, hell no. No, not at all. I mean,
because the movie says so, right? The movie says, well, he's innocent. Ultimately, he's innocent, so it doesn't matter how we got there. And the fact that because of him, a cop died, right? Nebom died. Now, he didn't obviously pull the trigger, but he put that man in a situation where he would get shot. And all these other, I mean, that's thousands and thousands, if not millions of dollars of damages, right? Between the offices, getting the holes in the windows and by the way, these Chicago cops are they must freaking hate windows. They hate glass. Like
they have specific bombs to destroy the glass,
right?
So it's not in their way.
Like they freaking the sniper's got there's a glass in my way. Well, you hit the charge, and then how about you just set up on the roof? I don't know. There's a lot.
It's cold.
It's cold up there. There's a lot of glass.
Very cold. Yeah, very cold city.
Well, it is Chicago. Windy. Yeah, it is windy up there. Yeah.
Nice.
You've never been to Chicago?
Who?
You.
I worked there for 4 weeks.
That's what I thought.
We did 2 podcasts from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Was it your sweet home, Chicago?
No, it was cold and snowy, and I didn't want to be there. But the food was good.
Yes, Chicago. They know how to feed.
Yeah, they know how to make lasagna and call it pizza.
Oh, hell yes.
I love me some deep dish. Oh, good Lord.
I do not. I
love it.
I don't.
Why do you hate America, Shawn?
I don't hate America. I freaking
Yeah.
And this is not me hating on Chicago, right?
First it's Ben Stiller, now it's Chicago deep dish pizza.
I didn't hate it. It was fine.
When did you join the Taliban?
Oh my
Can you
Lord, stop it! Oh my gosh, it was fine. It was delicious. I ate it, but I would rather have thin crust, or I'd rather have New York style. I don't want a lot of bread. I want the toppings. I want the cheese and the sauce and the flavor. I don't want bread.
Where did you go for it?
Oh, what was that place we went to?
It wasn't Giordino's, was it?
No.
Then you went to the wrong place.
There's a problem.
You can't do that. Like, you can't base all of Chicago pizza on one restaurant.
I base all of Philadelphia cheesesteaks on one stand that I went to.
Well, I mean, okay, I do too, because I went to a place in Philly and it was wonderful. And they sliced their meat as opposed to like chop it up, and it was really good. I know, right? But we went to 2 different places when we were there and had Chicago style, and then there was a third place we went to called Fat Chris's that did Detroit style, which I'd never even heard of.
Oh, it's full of bullets and shit like
That's
that.
just that's what they hand it to you on a hubcap.
It actually, they actually cook it. Seriously, you actually cook it in a what they call Detroit blue steel pan.
Okay.
And when you cook it that way, like the cheese caramelizes on the crust. It was good. It was a good pizza. So
Ben Stiller shows up and gives you some ridiculous
again,
face.
I don't hate it. I prefer not to eat lasagna and call it pizza. Like even like regular like Papa John's, I'd rather get like thin crust. So,
No.
I like.
I'm
thin crust.
sorry. All right, people from Chicago. His name is Shawn already,
You
and
don't
the
have to-
address is cheapseatreviews@gmail.com.
Send me all the hate mail you want. I don't care. I just think it's
We
funny that
actually like the hate mail. Any kind of mail.
Any kind of mail. Yeah, just as long as it's not spam, because that's how we get it right now. Is
Yeah, some jerk probably, I don't know, signed you up for something.
yeah, I do get a lot of Chick-fil-A things. I've actually taken advantage of a couple of those coupons too. Just so you know.
Yeah, see? Look.
Anyway, no one knows what we're talking about, which is fine. I guess, Corny, were you done? Was it your turn? I don't even remember.
Oh yeah, sorry, Sam. Go.
Oh, okay. Believe it or not, folks, I thought I had seen this movie before. I didn't remember a single part of it.
Really?
Yeah. It could be. But you know what? It's not a great movie. It's really not. But it's a fun movie. The twists and turns, and even though I completely agree with, I don't know if it's Andrew or Corny, that Samuel L. Jackson's phoned this in. I don't know what he was thinking, but there were some scenes where it's just like, couldn't they have done just one more take? Couldn't they have, figured out a better way for him to say some of these things? So his acting kind of bothered me in this movie. I don't know if it's because he was younger and hadn't gotten his chops yet, hadn't got his angry Sam Jackson.
Well, this is still very much post Pulp Fiction. I mean, this is prime Sam Jackson territory. So
yeah, okay, but I thought Kevin Spacey actually did a decent job.
Yeah, he was the better of the two, I thought. But
yeah, and I knew both of them were in the movie, but I found it interesting that it took so long for Spacey to get in there. The rhinoceros guy,
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. Thank you.
I'm really impressed that you thought of Amazing Spider-Man 2 for him. Then
Yeah.
all the dozens of other roles that he's done and been known for. You picked like the worst one he's done in the last 5 years.
I enjoyed his character, and I enjoyed, but that was the only quote unquote bit character that I could really kind of even cared about.
I like his character, yeah.
The Northern Secretary lady.
She's from Men in Black.
I know. I don't like her for some reason. She bothers me.
I know Egger, and that wasn't Egger.
That was Egger. He was wearing an Egger suit.
Yep. So it was a fun movie. I'd recommend seeing it. I might actually recommend my parents seeing it, except for maybe the 20,000 or so F-bombs in it.
It's a little scary.
But it's fun. As a thriller can be. So I enjoyed it. Thanks for putting it on the list.
Well, you're welcome. So I'm actually looking at the director. F. Gary Gray is his name, and he's done some stuff that we've seen.
Really?
Yeah, like
Batman?
no, he did not do Batman, but his first director film was Friday. He got knocked out, right? And then he does something called Set It Off, which I don't know what that is. But then he does this movie in 1998. And then he does a bunch of music videos. And then he does A Man Apart, right?
Is that Denzel?
That's the Denzel flick. No, I'm sorry. That's the Vin Diesel flick. A man known as Diablo emerges to head a drug cartel after the previous leader is imprisoned. I think we're thinking of A Man on Fire. I thought A Man Apart was one. Anyway, so then he
Man
does
on
the
La Mancha.
then he does the Italian Job, which we've seen for this podcast.
We've liked. Yeah.
Yeah. So then he does Be Cool,
I saw that.
and then he does Law Abiding Citizen, and then
Also saw that.
Straight Outta Compton. And then
Is that the newest? Like it just came out? Straight Outta
2015?
Compton?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then he directed The Fate of the Furious, and he's doing something called Untitled Men in Black Spinoff.
There's this spin-off?
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson are the only two cast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who you are, but
That's Tessa.
yeah, it's Tessa. So anyway, so he's done some stuff, and if you kind of notice, between Law Abiding Citizen, The Italian Job, and this movie, he kind of favors bad guys doing good things, kind of a thing. You know?
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Like, I mean, it's almost again the Italian Job. They're technically breaking the law, but really no one gets hurt, and they're cool, so you're good with it. Law Abiding Citizen, that's bad. Bad guy does bad thing. Good guys do kind of a bad thing. So he goes on his murderous rampage, and you kind of get it. And then when you have the ending, what it is, you're like, well, okay, that's fine. Which is kind of the movie that I wanted The Foreigner to be with Jackie Chan, but it wasn't. So, anyway, my point is that I think he's actually a pretty good director, and so good for him. Honestly, I didn't really notice that the acting was bad, other than I just didn't notice it, and I don't know, maybe I don't know why. I just didn't. I thought Jackson and Spacey are just they're fine. I didn't think it was great. It's just fine. I thought the guy that plays Beck, David Morse, he's the same in everything he's in. He's like this.
He's a cop in every.
He's a cop in everything he's ever been, and a hard ass cop at that too.
Or a soldier or something.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, some kind of.
And can never look forward at a camera. Is always looking over his shoulder, backwards.
Yeah, he's not quite the David Caruso, but pretty close.
Yeah, he puts some sunglasses on really slowly.
Yeah. And Paul Giamatti, I thought he's the best part of the movie. I like his.
Don't be saying no anymore, man.
I'm just. Yeah. We're all fine. Just stop saying no, mother effers. Yeah, he's great. When the cops finally show up, he's like, "Man, I got to be real honest with you. I don't trust any one of you pigs because none of you guys helped us get out of here. I don't trust any of y'all." It was great. I like Paul Giamatti. He's one of my favorite parts. I think the movie is really interesting. I like the concept. He's like, he falls into this really bad situation, and so he decides to take the law into his own hands. But again, like what Corny mentioned earlier, honestly, the only cop in the whole freaking movie that doesn't actively try to kill him, obviously besides Kevin Spacey, but that's his buddies, is the sniper Palermo.
Yeah.
He's the only one that's like, I can't do this. It's like, you're the only freaking decent cop in this whole movie. I mean, good gracious.
And Spacey actually pulls a gun on him at one point in time.
Right? I mean, just Beck constantly trying to kill him. It just seems so crazy to me. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, "We got an injured cop here." Wait, is that line supposed to make Jackson forgive you? I don't know. You're not wrong, Corny. I honestly think if this were ever to have actually happened, they would have to transfer him, right? Don't you think?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah.
He'd have to transfer out of that department.
There's no way.
Because here's the sad part. Just like everything else in our country right now, even with unrefutable proof of one thing, someone's going to be like, I think he did it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was a frame,
Fake news that he didn't do it. Fake news.
Not to mention that every murder that happens after that, he looks at them and says, that was me.
And I also kind of wonder, watching it this time, Do you think that like he gets out of the hospital and the chief brings him back into the office and he's like, "Welcome back. No, we're sorry.
There's some flowers on the desk.
Here's some flowers. We're going to transfer you. So basically, we're going to put you in Kevin Spacey's position, and he's going to come take your job, which is cool, right? So still stay in Chicago. But here's the matter of the bill. You broke 6 of our little fiber optic cameras, and those things are like $20,000. So I'm going to need you to pay us back. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? I just, like, the government doesn't forgive that kind of stuff.
Well, they do if you're Lethal Weapon.
Well, that's true. So, anyway.
Riggs.
We should definitely do a Lethal Weapon movie. I know we did
Lethal
Weapon. We did Lethal
did
Weapon
4, didn't we?
Yeah, we should do some of the other ones.
I was about to say, that was my very first DVD ever purchased.
It's interesting that we remember those types of things.
I know, right?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the first DVD you ever bought?
Nope.
Mine was gone in 60 seconds.
Or would you lose it?
Nice. Nice.
Oh.
It took him a second.
We're all tired, man. It's late. Man. It's been a long day. Gone in 60 seconds. I lost it. I had it a minute, and I lost it. Didn't even open it. Didn't even crack the plastic. My second DVD I ever purchased was The Kiss of the Dragon, the Jet Li flick. So
I think I did Matrix. I think that was the second one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mine was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh, nice. Was it the British accent version or the non-British accent
I
version?
don't think there is a British accent version.
Yeah. Oddly enough, though, it was a double-sided DVD.
Why?
Oh my gosh, it's not even that long of a movie.
No, you had to. This was, right when DVDs became a thing, and you had to watch half of the movie, and then you had to take the disc out and flip it over.
Really? Is it that long?
I remember some. Braveheart was like that. I remember.
Yeah,
Braveheart.
But Braveheart's like an 8-hour marathon.
Yeah.
They're making another Robin Hood movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Kevin
Costner?
Costner?
No.
Kevin Hart.
No.
Kevin Hart.
Oh, let me see. See, what happened was, I was trying to.
Yes.
A war-hardened crusader and his Moorish commander mount an audacious revolt against the corrupt English crown.
Oh, there's going to be a black dude.
Yeah, so
who's going to be the...
So, the guy who was the bad guy from Ready Player One and Rogue One?
Yeah.
He is going to be the sheriff of Nottingham. He apparently is. He's the new Gary Oldman. He's the new bad guy and everything. Taron Egerton, who we know as Eggsy from The Kingsman, which I freaking love.
Eggsy? He's going to be Robin Hood?
He's Robin Hood.
Interesting.
Jamie Dornan is Will Scarlet. Jamie Foxx is Little John. Really? You're kind of changing up the things here a little bit.
Yeah. It would have been more interesting if he was Friar Tuck.
Friar Tuck is Tim Minchin.
What's your name, Friar? It's Mother Effer Tuck.
Eve Hewson is Maid Marian. I don't know who you are.
I think you're just making up names now.
No, she's pretty though. She was in Bridge of Spies. Okay.
Pretty loserish.
Oh, that's not nice. And there's a bunch of other people I don't recognize. But okay. All right. So they're making a new one. I didn't know. I guess it's like every 8 years you have to make a new one because the Russell Crowe one came out 8 years ago.
Oh, that's one I haven't thought about in a long time.
I like
one
that.
I never think about.
I liked it too.
The director's cut's better.
Like most.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Just like his Kingdom of Heaven movie. Which, did you ever watch, Sam?
I know.
You still have my copy.
I currently, my dog kind of chews on it a little bit.
Stop it. Again,
I thought I don't want to take toys away.
You make the jokes. I get it. Fine. As long as my dad's copy of Blade Runner is safe, that's all I gotta care about.
No worries. I don't think this cup is scratching it too much.
Asshole. Anything else we want to talk about before I read trivia? Because again, I don't have clips. I'm actually playing the movie right now on my phone, trying to see if we can get to a funny part. I'm actually looking at it right now. It looks like this is the part where
Could there be any more hostage tropes in the first 10 minutes of this movie?
Thank you, Chandler.
I need to.
Here we go. Here's him yelling at Farley.
Tell me what you want, all right?
Okay, Farley. You want a shot? I'll give you a shot. Yeah. We got some time.
Keep talking, Sam. I'm gonna wait till we get to the part where you're yelling at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about cop tropes, hostage tropes.
Taking it into his own hands. There's always somebody who wants to just jump in and kill everybody. It's just every single thing you see in these movies was jam-packed into that first 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. I kind of
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
I'm sitting here watching the scene here with Farley. Like, how is he a cop? How is he like the second in negotiator of the line? You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right? It eliminates options. The only option that leaves is to shoot someone. Understand?
all right, sorry, I'll keep playing. But like, how is this guy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, it's kind of like, you got your team. Obviously, Roman is so good at his job that you just kind of have someone else there, but you really don't need another good one.
no, I get that he's the backup quarterback. Like, I get
It's
that.
kind of like
idea.
when they hire teachers that want to, get a good one. They just need somebody to fill the space.
Machine gun so I can blow
Oh, not yet. The good parts come up. Here we go.
Doing good, Farley. You ever cheat on your wife, Farley?
No.
Watch yourself. I'll kill someone. You ever cheat on your wife? Answer.
I'll see what I can do. Think about that. I'll look into that.
You ever dress up like a schoolgirl and get your ass spanked, Farley?
Okay, sorry. Oh, these are some good clips. I mean, again, that stuff is the fun stuff, right? And
Have to look into that, Danny. I
Oh,
don't.
Jesus, Farley, nothing to get.
I can't remember whether there's swear words, I'm afraid, because I don't want to have to bleep, because I don't want to have to do any extra post work on this movie, on this show. Oh, my gosh. All right. So anyway, I also like how there's probably like 5 times where they show cops running up and down stairs. What in the world's happening?
Bathroom? Corny?
What? No, that's not me.
That would be my restroom.
I was saying, is that your dishwasher? Because it's Wednesday. It's time to do the dishes.
Actually, no, that's not my dishwasher this time.
All right. Anyway.
Somebody did a deuce.
Anyway, oh my God, sorry. I'm trying to find the click on it bit. I'm getting close, I think. Are we there?
There's a lot of wires. What are release numbers here?
Cops' badge numbers. Okay, now scroll down. Stop. Back up 1. It's Nate's badge.
Okay, anyway. Y'all ready for some trivia, I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Let's do
yeah.
trivia.
Let's do some trivia, okay.
Your face is ready for trivia.
Oh, well, you're not wrong. I was really hoping to find we'll click on it, but I'm looking for it, but I don't think I can find it. Anyway, that's fine. Moving on to trivia. Sorry, I'm looking for the boom. Where is it? Nope.
It's over the horse.
Wait, why didn't that play? Oh, wait. What? Why didn't that play? Why aren't you playing? Oh, it's because I have the volume turned down. Boy, man.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
Nice.
Oh, gosh, I know. I'm sorry, guys. All right, this movie was originally written for Sylvester Stallone and Kevin Spacey. Spacey was supposed to be the hostage taker, and Stallone was to play the opposite of him. When Stallone turned down the part, Spacey decided he wanted to play the other part, and his original part was recast to Sam Jackson. As I was reading through some of this trivia, it really seems like Kevin Spacey has more pull than Sam Jackson. And I'll prove that here with some other trivia. This film is dedicated to the late actor T.J. Walsh, who played Nepomuk. This was one of 3 films to be released posthumously. He apparently died.
And he was the same character in each one.
I'm sure he was. For the lengthy phone conversations between the 2 leads, Kevin Spacey made a point of being on set to help to help Sam Jackson with his performance. Again, things like that make me think that whoever wrote that says that Sam Jackson was struggling on set, and Kevin, and Spacey was there
And
to help.
I can see that though. It just didn't seem like he was natural in this role, which is crazy because it seems like he should be a natural in this role.
Well, I also think that this is a little bit more of a subdued Samuel Jackson, where we don't usually get that. But in the Avengers, I'm sure he had his, he has his small role, and that's, he gets in and gets out. But things like this, where he's like, like those things don't happen.
Right.
And I feel like he's like, you know what? I feel like my character would say this. No, I can't say it.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. The original ending involved a Mexican standoff with 150 cops pointing guns at the protagonists in a railway station. Kevin Spacey objected to this ending as he felt it had been done too many times before.
Once again, it sounds like Kevin is, at this time, had clout.
Yeah. Well, he did still. They both. Sorry. Sorry. In the original trailer, the end implied a final team up with Roman and Sabian, by Sabian stating, "Now you're going to have to deal with the both of us." Though Sabian does assist Roman towards the end of the film, the line was never spoken in the movie. And here's my. Do I have my clip? I don't know if I do or not. My BS clip. Let's see. Do I have it real quick?
In the bud, yeah.
Well, that's not it.
That's it.
Hey, bro! That's not it. Here we go. Oh.
That is one big pile of shit.
That's what I was looking for. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, around the 51-minute mark, although it's very easily to miss Frost reveal himself as the mastermind behind the conspiracy by saying that Danny isn't going to hurt anyone, implying that he knows Danny is innocent.
Yeah, it's reaching.
That's beyond reaching. That's dumb.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's real dumb. All right, that's it. That's it.
All right, good night, folks. We'll see you next week.
Time for this part. Where is it? I go back up here. I just scroll and do this.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yep, we're already to top three. Like I said, it's gonna be a short episode. Top three. We decided to do movies where the hero or a character in the movie is wrongfully accused of a crime. And
Or not loving the ladies right.
I'm accused of that all the time. No, I'm not. I'm really not. Andrew.
Number 3, Batman Returns.
Oh.
All right. Yeah,
Taking it back with Michael Keaton.
Yeah. All right. Because they make somebody die and then they throw a bunch of bats in the air and people go, "Oh,
And
that
they
must
make-
have
yeah.
been Batman." Because people are stupid.
Yep. Number 2, The Dark Knight.
I see what you're doing here.
Oh, that actually works really well. Good job, sir.
Yeah, kudos.
And the number 1 of my all-time favorite movies, Shooter with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah. Your list is much better than mine. All right. Good job. As per usual, though. Corny.
All right. So my number 3 is a Shooter. Thank you, Andrew. My number 2 is The Fugitive.
There you go.
A one-armed man.
It was the one-armed man.
Was it me? It was a one-armed man. And I know it's not from the movie, but it really should have been. And then...
He does say that.
Well, he does, but that's right. I was doing the Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah. For the mask.
Anyway, and then my number 1, it's kind of tough, but I have... Like, he's wrongfully accused, but he is... Anyway, Gerard Butler in Law-Abiding Citizen.
Okay.
Accused of a crime that he did do, but he didn't do, and then... Or, I mean, like, as he's going through the movie, he kills people, and, like, and they blame him, like, I didn't do it. You didn't see me do it. So...
Well, okay.
It's not necessarily wrongfully accused, but
Yeah, I mean, he does stab a guy in the neck with a steak.
He does.
T-bone.
It was porterhouse, to be specific. Okay.
Oh, and then a shout out for wrongfully accused.
Because that's my number one. I freaking love that movie so much.
Nice.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
All right. Of course, I'm not paying enough attention, and I've got my number 3 as the Fugitive.
Uh-huh.
My number 2, as you'll see a theme here, 1 and 2. Number 2 is Green Mile. Number 1 is probably the best movie ever, Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's actually really good. I can't believe none of us got to Shawshank.
Shawshank Redemption.
Shocking.
Chicago, you're out.
What does Chris think?
Well, get busy, Don.
What does Chris think? Roommate Chris, what do you think? Best movies where someone's been wrongfully accused.
And that was the moment that Shawn asked his roommate Chris.
He's going to think on it while I play this clip here.
Okay.
What about yours, Shawn?
This looks like a trailer park after a tornado. All right, speak to me, people.
One prisoner is missing. It's Ryan
Harrison, the man who killed Hibbing Goodhue.
Oh, Lord. This has more twists and turns than Chubby Checker in a blender.
Sir, we got us a murderer on the loose. All right, listen up, people. Our man will be on foot and running. A man that's tired, a man that's possibly hurt will have a stride of 4 feet 2 3/4 inches while wearing boxer shorts. 4 feet even with the restrictions of a brief, which means he will cover 4 miles in 1 hour. He's got an hour and 3/4 start on us. He'll take to the nearest highway.
He'll commandeer a car or hop on a truck. Now, the average elevation in this area is over 2,057 feet, 2 1/4 inches. With one exception. He will take any chances, do anything to stay a free man. Climb, hike, rappel. Hell, even fall down a damn mountain. It's a wilderness out there, so this city-fied sophisticate better watch himself. He's in the heart of bear country. This fiddle player will be hungry, famished, starved. His last meal was 12 hours ago. This boy's on the run. He'll head for the city, a large city. He'll try to lose himself in a crowd. And wherever he goes, he will feel hundreds of eyes staring his way. No matter what he does, no matter where he goes, he will feel hunted.
And my friends, you are looking at the hunter. Bagley, sir. I want roadblocks around a 10-mile radius. Set up community.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a long clip, but it's so great. I freaking love Wrongfully Accused. It's just...
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, my gosh.
Is it not Lethal Weapon, Naked Gun type of thing?
Yeah, Naked Gun. Yeah, it's a Leslie Nielsen film.
Okay.
This is
a picnicker said she saw a man wet and dripping.
This is my favorite part of the whole movie.
We'll gather up all these leads for trace evidence. Shoot and gut every animal in the park. Their stomachs might contain something that could be a clue. Donate the meat to charity. Hides could be turned into warm socks for the poor. Grind up the bones for dog food. I want nothing wasted. Well, there we are. A man's footprint. The depth of the print indicating the weight and the height of Harrison. Tire tracks. Tire tracks of the kind found in the classic Mercedes-Benz convertible. The car of choice for a bright, young professional woman. An artist. Maybe a photographer, painter. A woman with a mysterious past. A woman who is looking for someone. I can feel it. I'm as sure about that as I am that that's an anaconda. That woman that cut herself in the Mercedes.
This like 8-foot anaconda comes off screen and attacks one of his people. Oh my gosh, that movie is so great.
Wait, where are you finding this? Is this on Netflix?
That's on YouTube.
YouTube.
I think the whole movie might even be on YouTube, honestly, because when I typed in Wrongfully Accused, the first predictive text was full movie. Let's see if the whole thing is on Netflix. We're watching it next week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, lot of times those full movie things are.
Yeah, they're garbage.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I think it seems to be that way. Anyway, we'll look at it for another time. Anyway, my 3 was The Rock from Sean Connery from The Rock.
Oh, nice. Okay.
The Fugitive, and then Wrongfully Accused. So I didn't come up with anything nearly as clever as what you guys said. Chris, my roommate here, however, has his hand raised. Would you like to participate in the podcast?
That's when Chris raises
The Green Mile. Okay. Shawshank Redemption.
Yep.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? There you go. Something different. That's good. Did you know that there's a scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit when Jessica Rabbit crashes? You can see up her cartoon vajayjay.
No. I've paused that movie so many times. There's no way you see anything.
I'm telling you, man. HD has made that scene rated R. All right. Anyway, there you go. I can't believe I just said vajayjay on our podcast. That's her show.
That's nasty.
Top 10. Here we go. Delicious. I'm just waiting for my phone. No. I'm so tired. Here we go.
Wait, what's supposed to happen?
Out of 10, this is where you give me your ranking, your score, your whatever for this movie, The Negotiator, which apparently I have in the wrong spot on the list because we didn't have a show last week. Here we go. Negotiator, go. Andrew.
Had you asked me what rating I would give it last week before I watched it again, probably would have been in the 8 range.
Right.
But after watching it, after seeing some of the issues, and they're not big issues, but after seeing some of them, I'm probably going to put this at a 6.99.
I'm only doing 2 nines. It doesn't age well, does it? Like it. I don't know. Well, anyway. I mean, not like that the technology is bad or anything like that. It just, I mean, even those fiber optic cameras, I know that's old technology, but that didn't bother me or anything like that. It didn't take me out of the film and go, oh, that's 1998, all right. I was just like.
But when he answers his cell phone by first pulling out the antenna.
Yeah.
And flipping it open.
Yeah. I love my flip phone. Loved it.
No, you're not wrong.
And the shooting the computer to.
Oh, yeah. That was going to be a trope. Corny, you got to love that, right? Like you shoot the CPU of a computer and it apparently turns it off. Like, unless you hit the power supply, that's not going to happen. And shooting.
And I'm going now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, I say, and then unless the bullet hits the hard drive, you've done nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over the last 2 weeks, I've probably replaced, 5 or 6 machines at my job, and
with bullet holes?
Literally, as long as I can recover the hard drive, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You can hit it with a baseball bat, and it's going to be fine.
A magnet's about the only thing that'll totally erase it, right?
Technically, yes, and there's still actually ways to still recover data.
Yeah,
wow.
That's a good one.
How about bending the old floppy disks?
That would do it.
That'll do it, because then you can't straighten them out. But so there's a surprising amount of data you can pull even after something's been magneted. The best way to destroy an actual hard drive,
magneted,
I don't know, is to actually put a hole in the middle of it.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless the bullet,
the bullet would work then.
Yeah, but it would have to hit the hard drive. But it wouldn't have killed the computer. Like, it wouldn't make the monitor turn off.
Yeah, the monitor would still be on, and depending on what it hit, the computer actually still may run.
Right, like all you
There's
did
a lot
was
of empty space in there too.
Yeah, there is empty space. If all you hit was the cooling fan, I mean, it's still running, So
I know we're almost done with the show, but there's one thing that I had to complain about that I forgot.
Oh yeah, sure.
In the scene where they turn the power off. And then they turn the power back on. It sounds like a nuclear power station booting up, not booting up, but like when the power goes off in your house, it just goes off.
Right.
And when it comes back on, it just comes back on. And there's no sound.
And the only thing that comes on is like
building, it's not going to do that.
Like your refrigerator comes on. Like you hear your refrigerator kick on. Yeah.
Or your ear,
Sorry,
yeah.
it really bothered me because it was like blatantly obvious that
it's a federal building. You know, they need all that power.
Well, that's a trope, right? Because
Yeah.
So Chris and I, we've been watching. I've introduced him to the show Leverage,
Nice.
which is a great show, fantastic. He's loving the hell out of it. But there's an episode where they do that, where the hacker of the team gets his basically he gets hacked himself, and it kills power to his building for whatever reason, and it does a pew, and he's like, nope. I got it, people. I got it. And he's like still clicking on his keyboard even though there's no power. And then boo, it all comes back up. He's like, see, no problem. It does the same thing. It's just an audio way to let the people know at home that something happened, I guess. It's
something with the power. Yeah.
It's the same thing when you walk up to a microphone on a TV show, there's always feedback for whatever reason.
Well, it's probably some really bad sound person.
I mean, every time you just walk up to it, it always feeds back. It's like, that's not how microphones work. Anyway. It's good, Corny. What's your out of 10?
Youth. I'm still pretty nostalgically happy about it. So like I'm going to give it about a 7.4.
Sure. Nothing wrong with that. Sam.
All right. Enjoyed it to what it is. Can't look much further than that. I'd recommend it. So definitely puts it above a 5. So I'd end up probably around where Andrew is at 6.893.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
You animal.
I'm breaking my rule, but I break my rule all the time. So maybe I should just stop making it a rule of looking back at previous episodes and seeing like what I would compare it to. Like, did I like this better than Valerian? Yes, I did. Because I think it's a better movie than Valerian. So, and I was pretty high on Valerian.
Mm-hmm.
Which you guys will all find out someday. I'm going to give it just a straight 7. I liked it. It's a fine film. It doesn't really hold up, but it's still good. It has some good moments, some sweary stuff. But I think, for people like us that watch movies and we think kind of the consequences as a result of that, yeah, I got you, Chris, of those actions, it's like, that would be kind of awkward going back to work, right? So, anyway. That's it. That's our show. I'm going to bed. Yep. I'm tired.
Everybody get out.
Exhausted.
Yeah, get out. Yeah. You can't just turn the show off. You must leave wherever you are. That's it. That's our show. Again, I'm sorry for all of the weirdness and the confusion. If you're still listening to the show, I appreciate. I don't mean this episode. I mean the show in general. I appreciate.
You're a trooper.
Yeah, I appreciate your support. We really do. We do this mostly for our own benefit. Because we just like to hang out with each other, and we're just happy that other people find us at least amusing enough to put us on their phones and listen to us as we talk. So
it's more like a freak show, though. I think people it's a car wreck. People just can't stop looking.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Like, well, what kind of awkward thing is Sam gonna say, or what funny thing is Andrew gonna? What voice is he gonna use? I think you're right. I think there's something like that. So. Anyway, and if you've tried going to our website's down.
We kind of
it's
got kicked.
It's down kind of indefinitely. And probably will be until at least I get into a stable place where I'm not on the road. So if that's how you get the podcast, I recommend another way.
Do it some other way.
YouTube is a good way. iHeartRadio, iTunes, Stitcher. We're on all those places, but if you like it from your desktop, I would guess YouTube.
I like it from my desktop.
Anyway, cheapseatreviews@gmail.com is the email address. So on behalf of Andrew, Sam, and Corny, this is Shawn saying thank you so much and good night.